Hello, my name is Spalding, and this is a video. So, what I wanted to talk to you / show you today was some ranked games I'd played earlier in Rocket League, a 1v1, 2v2, and a 3v3. And I wanted to do this because I honestly think Rocket League is going to be, or at least should be, the next big esport, because it's both phenomenal to play and phenomenal to watch. It's fun to just watch someone who's... It's awesome to watch someone who's fantastic play. But it's also really fun to just watch like a streamer who's not that great play. And the game's only 5 minutes, so there's really good opportunity for like best of 5 games. You can even go to best of 7 for finals if you wanted to. So, of course, because I assume that's the future, I wanted to practice doing some following. Alright, so I'm starting with a 3v3 game. Alright. And this is mostly going to be done live. I'll probably do a tiny bit of editing. But I wanted to mostly do it live to just... And I wanted to also wait a while so I wouldn't quite remember what happened in the game. So, 3v3 game. There's me. Alright, let's see how this goes. And I'll... Can I hide the UI so I don't see how many what the score is going to be? Toggle UI. Boom! Cool. Alright. Now I just have to hope that I can remember this UI. Hopefully it doesn't lag too much either. See, this play right here is a big problem I personally have. I'm not sure about the other people out there, but being a little bit too hesitant on these on the air balls. I find that it's often better to be a little too hesitant than to just go for it and miss, because if you miss, then you're on the exact wrong side of the game, as opposed to there where I was still close to the action. Let's take a look at that goal. Yeah. So let's take one more look at that. So here we have this guy accidentally hitting it into the zone. I don't actually blame him for that. I mean, whenever you're driving towards your own goal, you should be pretty careful. But you can't really blame him because that shot really looked like it wasn't going in. So 1 point for our team at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Fantastic. So, this is worth watching. Worth watching because you should remember that this area right here, this quadrant, as well as this quadrant over here, are not actually places you can get a shot in. If no one is probably in this area, and if the entire enemy team is either here or over in their goal, then crossing the ball in front of your own goal is actually an okay way to get control of it, as it'll roll around and eventually go onto their side. However, you've got Blazer Colts right here, you've got 2 of us lining up for the shot, and they're missing the ball. So we get the pretty easy goal. 2 goals, 4 minutes. Fantastic. The ball's not going in, so therefore you see me being a little more cautious. If the ball is not going, a ball that's not going in, and also not going to just bounce slowly in front of the goal, is not one you really have to worry about. Like this one. This one you probably should worry about, even the fact that we're all terrible. You can't actually get it in. Let's go back. See, look at, so that ball was in front of the goal. It was bouncing slowly. Counting, ending now. It was in the goal box for 5 seconds. Like, that is a ball you should worry about. Otherwise, you can probably not worry about it too much. That ball's going in. That one's the one to worry about. Ooh. Rough. Alright. I think that one is pretty self-explanatory. Ball goes in. It's bouncing right in front of it, and someone finishes it off. Try not to feel too bad about stealing people's goals. To put it in, GS, goal secured. It's not that often on a 3v1, 3v3 team where you have one team entirely not go for the ball. It's even less likely that you have one team not go for the other ball and the other team just misses. This is why you should use pings. Fortunately, they have someone in the goal. That's a great strategy for 1v1-2s. You'll probably see me do that later on in 1v1s. See, that's an okay shot, because that was not going in. I'll have to assume that he knew that it wasn't going in, and therefore he could do that. That was a very nice shot. Misses, but it was a very good hit on the ball to get a pretty good angle. When someone is on your side, if they're on your side of the goal of the field and you can afford it, you should probably have a person in the goal. Someone on their team exploded, but unless they're actually, it's probably not wasn't a big deal because they spawned right near where we were. You'll see he hit the ball right in the corner here. That is the optimal place to be hitting the ball. Hitting it here as the orange team is basically just I really don't like the ball position. I'm willing to take my chances with a similar one. Similarly to hitting the ball against this wall is blue. Those are both basically continuations. But this wall right here is, if you're hitting from this direction, is blue. I'm going to center this ball, or the orange, I'm going to clear it. So remember to make sure to hit the ball in this area. It's very good. I'm going to see him get that. Comes around to actually hit the ball, just barely hits the ball there. We do manage to keep it in there, keep it in the zone and center it, but it's still a much better position for them than if they had just bounced it off. Similarly here, we're able to bounce around. So yeah, that shot, because I was there, it was okay. But that's basically a continuation of play, not a setting up shot. That was a very nice dodge. Remember, if they're going to hit if the ball is in a dangerous place, either nudging it or nudging one of your opponents is often enough to ruin whatever plan they had. So if you think that that you can disrupt their play, it doesn't take a lot if you're not able to get a good shot on. Alright, 45 seconds left, and blue team has the lead. But only by one. A one-goal lead at this point is not a highly secure lead. I'm sure you've all had games, or possibly even seen games where you've gotten 3 goals. Like, we got 2 goals in the first 30 seconds. So you should never be too afraid to. You should be afraid, but you should also look at Blazer Colt's play here. So he goes to center it, grabs the boost, but then leaves it alone. He knows that they will have to spend a lot of time. That position right here is a very awkward position for the orange team. They can come around and smack it, but it's difficult given that he's still right there and Danny Guy's right here. I'm standing in the middle, so if they clit it in front of the goal, they've got to risk me hitting it in. But if they come from this side, they're not going to be doing anything with it. And they've only got 20 seconds left. So that is a very good ball position, and then to just leave it alone to either stay for the center or to clear it back. So we can see we're keeping it in this zone. I mean, we're still going for the score, but we're mostly just keeping it in this area where we were. At this point, we're just trying to keep it out of the goal. Okay, and game's over pretty simply. Remember, this is not a thing I learned, but this is just I'm sorry, not a pro tip, but a noob tip. Overtime / the game will officially end when the timer hits 0 and the ball is on the ground. So if you keep the ball in the air or on the sides of the map, so these slanted parts will not count as the ground. So the game will continue if it only hits those areas. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and go to a 2v2 game I played, and we'll see what we can glean from that one. Whoops. Alright. Back, removing the UI, and starting over. Okay. Alright. So already notice that blue, they're both going for the ball. This is pretty unoptimal in a two-person game. In a two-person, you want to do what Orange is doing. You want to have one person getting the ball, one person staying in the goal. In general, having the two people hit it doesn't actually help. It's kind of a crapshoot where the ball goes after the first touch anyway. So having a second person is not actually a great benefit. You'll actually see in this situation, it is 0 benefit. Let's actually see if they hit each other. So, doesn't look like it. But they both miss the goal. And you'll see that, look at me, that is me. That the goal was wide open, they whiffed the ball, and went in. That's really the reason you want that defensive person, in case of the whiff. This time, they've learned their lesson. Blue is in the goal. From the standard rule of thumb that I've seen, if you're the person in front, go for the ball. This happens in a 2v2. This is especially true because, I mean, there's only one other person to get the ball. In a 3v3, you could probably get away with 2 people going for the ball as long as one person's staying in the goal. If you can see other people, so then you probably should stay. You should probably go for it. You really should be staying in the goal. Let's look at that. So here's a choice I made, which turned out to not be the correct one, but I thought was okay. It's an okay choice, but didn't actually work out. So Swarmer is hopefully going to center the ball and get it in. I'm going to explode Zetsu. Just to see that. He's the goal, he's not moving. Unfortunately, Swarmer loses the ball. But he makes an okay we still have control of it. So I think that exploding the goalie worked out okay. In that scenario, if he had actually stayed alive, and we had centered the ball, it could have been a lot worse. Let's look at that goal. It's pretty straightforward. We lost control of it. I got a shot block off on it, but he was still there. This is one of the most awkward 2v2 starting positions because you don't know who's going for it and who's not. You can see Swarmer, actually we called it, and Swarmer is going for the defense. But even in that situation, it's kind of hard to get to the defensive position in the right time. Swarmer's doing a really good job staying a little bit outside of the field of play. I mean, in a 3v3, I would actually expect Swarmer to be closer, and then the third person to be around the line of scrimmage right now. But in a 2v2, it's often okay, especially if one of you has a lot of boost, to go up higher. But to see, as soon as they gain control, Swarmer goes back. That is great play right there. So now he's free to smack that ball back on their side, and now he's the one with control. See that point, that was my mistake. I went in. I should have let Swarmer have that, but I went in, thought to try hopefully to set him up while he stays in front of the goal. We lost possession, and now we're behind them. It works out okay. I'm able to clear the ball, and Swarmer stays near the goal. And is he able to clear this? No, they're just bad. Oh, Swarmer hits himself. But you can see how that all led up from me not staying back enough. I mean, my clear was okay. It's over here, which is a possible shot location, but it's not great. Swarmer's facing the wrong direction for a little bit too long. There's a, power slider would help a lot. And then eventually smacks it into the goal, trying to get away. There was not a lot of other things he could have done, so I don't blame him. Alright, so here again, Blue's going for the two people. I'm in goal, Swarmer's going for it. And look, ball goes basically straight up. Not a big help for Blue, and I'm able to have control. I'm able to go for it, but Swarmer is actually going against it. So yeah, didn't help them. Same thing this time. Look at me in goal. See, they got the first touch, but Swarmer still gets the second hit. And then second hit is more important than first often. See again, I'm going a little too aggressive. I've got full boost, so I'm thinking it's okay. Swarmer is in goal now. See, the thing is about that, if you're stalling for time, it gives you one of your teammates enough time to get into the goal. In a situation like that, so Swarmer did his best. So the ball is becoming centered. Look at the angle that Swarmer's coming at the ball from. Let's do that. I can do that. Yes, I can. 50%. Wait, where's the ball? 100%. So get centered. All right, he's coming at it from below while the ball is going this direction. This is almost always going to have the ball. Remember, this game has a lot of physics in it. The ball is going to keep going in this direction. Optimally, what he should have done. Turn around, dude. So I get the hit here. He probably make sure his boost is up. Stay where he is, and he's gone too far forward. If he had stayed right around the edge of their circle, he would have been able to go sweep around this way and hit it back against its own momentum. And that would mean the ball would be going in the goal as opposed to flying off, staying with its current momentum and going to the side. So now we're both in the goal. They have control, but not great. Gives us enough time to be able to go back and actually keep it on their side. The ball is in front of their goal, but with less people, it's not always you can have great control. Where did Swarmer go? Swarmer is right there. Hitting the ball back. Good try. I'm a little too cautious. Should have gone in a little bit earlier, but it's hard to time those. So, end up not going in. He has a nice shot clear. Swarmer intercepts. It would have bounced off that center area, and I hit it. Not bad. Alright, this time, keeping the 2v2 position, 1-1-1 standard situation. Nope, that's not great. Good clear by Swarmer. Nothing to say about that, just hard to hit, hard position to get the ball. So let's talk about that explosion. So, what is your name? Base Dookie Bro? Whatever. He's clearly going for me. You can see he's boosting right at me. Well, the ball is over here. This is not a bad decision, honestly. The ball is going to be on their side of the game, of the pitch. So I'm going to respawn over here. So, not a big deal there. And exploding someone doesn't actually slow you down very much. However, there are probably more optimal routes he could have taken. Going this direction would have given a little bit more boost, as well as the option to power slide and defend the goal. As it stands, he explodes me. It's fine. I can't follow up. But being by yourself as Swarmer in this position, he gets a great opportunity to tap it in himself. You don't need... That's how you get a ball. That's a great way to get a ball in in a 1v1 situation. Or in a 1v1 game, or in a 1v0 situation like that. So you see how Swarmer actually gave up that shot as he saw me going for it. I probably would have also grabbed this boost if I were him, but it's fine. He was a little not sure what he was going to do. So that was a little overly aggressive by Swarmer. So you see the ball is over here, and I'm just kind of backing off waiting. He goes for the aerial shot. So the thing is, this is a good shot. He planned it from way back here. But he's hitting it too hard into this horizontal piece of the wall. And we talked about this before in the 2v2 game. Oops. This is not a great place for Orange to hit the ball. Because at best, it's going to be a continuation of the play. And at worst, it's going to basically clear the ball. I'm able to stop it, and he's able to get it, kind of. But we weren't in as great position as we were, as if he just tapped it. Good clear by him. So let's look at that and see if I could have hit that ball in. So from this angle, it's an awkward angle. We need to be angled. So there's the goal. Actually, that's not what I wanted. Actually, this is my vision. Let's try that again. So the angle is really weird on this. It's possible because the way it bounced later, I could have got it in. But I think settling for clearing it onto their side is worthwhile in this position. There's also a great shot by Swarmer. Let's take a look at that. He's busy faffing about. So these slow-moving airballs are really great ones. They're actually really hard to defend against. Let's see. So Swarmer's going for the defense. In this position by the two people going for the ball, it's really hard to actually get it to go straight. It's possible. Even if one person gives up, it's still a little hard to get that straight shot. So it's okay that it takes a little bit more time to get in front of the goal. Remember to always stay when you're playing goalie, it's good to play a little aggressively. You don't want to play the kind where you're jumping and hitting a ball that's in the air, missing. But staying a little bit aggressive here, as opposed to staying on the goal line, gives me the chance to hit it there, and it bounces off, goes towards their goal. So yeah, make sure when you're playing goalie, you can feel free to play a little more aggressive. That immediate explode. Great. So they actually switched the role of here. And it's possible they could have agreed upon that. But it's more likely they're just being very aggressive. This person should almost always go for the ball, because this person is in perfect position to already defend in case this person gets a good shot. So look at Zetsu's way out of position. If that had been more straight, because Swarmy is very talented, then that would have been fantastic. And we both missed that ball because we're terrible. 30 seconds left, 3-5. This is a pretty good position for us. 2 goals are a little bit rough to get if we're trying to stop you getting goals. If we're keeping someone in the goal / or back at most times. I kind of agree with that, because as blue in this situation, they need to be going for those kind of long-range mercs. They're probably not skilled enough to go for the very calm dribbling plays, and again, in a 2v2 situation doesn't work out that way either. So they need to be going for those long-range shots, which they didn't go for. Alright, 3v5, another great game by me. Let's go for the 1v1, where we can see me playing by myself without Swarmer's great assistance. Okay. That's not what to do. What is down there? That's actually really cool. Anyway. There's a whole plot behind this game. Whatever, anyway. Alright, 1v1 situation. Oh, I have messed up the camera. There we go. Okay. So my personal favorite strategy in a 1v1 situation is to always wait for the other player. Why am I... things happening weirdly? Whoa. That's not where I want to be. Let's try, I'm going to restart this. Okay. So my strategy is almost always to wait for them to hit the first ball. Because it gives, unless they have a fantastic shot, like Offris did right there, you're usually going to be in an advantage. So he just drove into it. And he had a perfect arc on his shot. That was very, very hard to do. Majority puts me at a disadvantage, but I still stand by that. The thing that starts happening, however, in 1v1s, it's a lot more about mind games than 2v2s are. So I'm going for the defensive strategy again. But he knows that I'm most likely going to go for the defensive strategy. Or maybe he doesn't. It's hard to tell. He knows I am capable / aware of a defensive strategy. So look at his play and what he does instead of going straight for the ball again. He goes for a side shot. He whiffs it entirely though. And because I was waiting below, that gives me the opportunity to smack the ball down. That's why I think playing defensive is a little bit more... If you don't know what your opponent is doing, it's a little bit safer. In the side shots, it's very unlikely they will be able to get the ball into the goal. So I'm a little bit more okay going aggressive in those situations. Sometimes you want to go. Sometimes I like to be defensive anyway, just to kind of throw them off. So this is one of those real places. In a 1v1 game, you can let the ball be in front of your goal. That is actually okay. There is only one other person in this game. So if you keep track of where that other person is, and if it is physically possible for them to put the ball in your goal, you don't have to actually worry about the ball being there. I mean, it's a little bit more dangerous than other places, sure. But it's not like a 2v2 or a 3v3 or, God forbid, a 4v4 game where you need to be terrified of ever having the ball in front of your goal. If he's out of position, he can't do anything about that. He worries very, very hardly about clearing. So let's look at his play again. So I go off to the side to get a better vantage point, as well if he clears it to be better in position. So he goes for the crazy clear, basically. And whiffs it. And now look, he's off balance, he's going to end up on his back while I'm facing the ball. If he had power slid into the goal and then been right here, and the ball would have been, say the ball was right there, he would have had an opportunity to smack that ball out before I would have hit it. Instead, He still hasn't even righted himself. Don't be afraid of having the ball in front of your goal if you're more in control than they are. This is a standoff you actually see several times in a 1v1. The goalie versus the striker. It's a little hard. Unless you're a very talented striker, it can, against even a moderately talented goalie, it can be rough to get these shots in. Because if you hit it, too hard, you'll go over the goal, to the side, you'll fit it out, and they'll just give them control. As well as hitting it and getting off the ground, they can most likely defend it. He goes for a slightly bouncy shot, but it doesn't get high enough to actually inconvenience me in my defensive knee. Panics again. He does explode me. But then he fails to stop me from hitting him. You'll notice this mostly straight 1v1 opportunity, I'm going for the ball. I think it's important to not do the same thing every time, and you should too. The one thing I would recommend against doing, is to go halfway into no man's land, because if they airball it from here, A, you'll have almost no chance to deflect it, and B, you'll have almost no chance to block it. So I would not recommend doing that. See, he's very aggressive right now, trying to get those fancy shots. Whereas I'm a little more willing to let the ball kind of go where it is and either control it or let it hold on his side. As such, we're just steal the ball from him and get a very nice shot. This time I'm going for a massive speed, doing the flip right away, boost. He actually hits it first, but bounces in line with it. See, that's a very unfortunate shot. Hopefully, if I was better, hopefully would have been able to get that in. If it again. But he hits it right there, which, as we've spoken of before, is not a clear. It is a stall. He finally manages to control it and get it onto my side, but doesn't actually manage to stop me from getting to it. Like I said below this a little bit in the 3v3, but I'll expand on it now. Especially in a 1v1 scenario where there's only one other possible person hitting the ball. If you see them preparing / thinking for a shot, and you can either nudge the ball or nudge them, you can often really mess them up. And I know what I said about not worrying about putting the ball in front of your own goal, but if your opponent is on your line of scrimmage and has boost, don't do it. He gets lucky and gets to clear it, because he's a little bit closer. So it's possible it was a calculated risk. But in that scenario, I would say, no, don't put it in front of your goal. Try to go the other way, or just hold it still. Another standoff, except it's on the wrong side. And I can see him with it, so I can get this shot on. Whoop. So those side shots are one of the best ways I've found, without dribbling, because I suck at it, to control the ball while going by yourself. See, right here, I thought that ball was going to roll right across. So I didn't worry about it. That's okay. But it hit my butt. I was actually aiming to defend against him instead of defending the ball. This is what you should do in a 1v1. That's a similar reason to why I don't actually go for those aggressive balls that often. Because even right here, he was way out of position, and gets in front of my goal, but it doesn't do anything for him. The fact that he had that early lead doesn't help him in any way. Really even hitting the ball. See, this is we both hit it and it just goes sideways. See, this is another situation I would say where he's overly panicked about the ball being there. He sees me coming in, but I have such an odd angle. The only shot I can get without hitting him is to his own goal. And here you can see how terrible I am when given an open goal opportunity. If you've exploded someone, it gives you a free moment. But make sure you know what you can do with it. Alright. So those are my 3 games. 3 spectated games, ranked games that I played. I've played others over the course of the past week. I've been playing this a lot. But I just wanted to try looking at the replays and just doing a little bit of analysis as well as trying to give an entertaining replay experience. I hope you like this. I'm going to try and keep working on my camera abilities as I go. I really think that Rocket League is something that is going to be a lot of fun to play in the future. Let's play a game online. Fine, be that way. Ugh. Maybe I'll even commentate this one. Or it'll just be cut out of this video. Who knows? Ha ha ha. We're playing 3v3. Okay. Game that's already happened. Which we're losing a lot. That's fine. Which is almost over. That's fine. Nice shot. Whoop! That was not great. Woo! The ball is going every which way. Get in there, ball! Come on, someone else get that in there. Thank you! Woo! We got a goal. We're not getting skunked. I was quite worried about blocking his shot with my pass, which I have done before. First touch, not worth a lot. 10 points, but not actually worth a lot in terms of gameplay. Should be more aggressive with that. You should have seen it. Yeah, okay. Alright. Well, that was not an exciting game, but suck it. I'm done. Thanks for watching. You'll hopefully see more Rocket League from me. This has been Spalding with a video.